Alright guys, today I thought I would do a little track walkthrough of my new track Unhinged, which if you haven't already got, you can grab now on my SoundCloud page. It's a free download. So just going to show you through this. It's not a tutorial. If you're looking for some in-depth tutorials, you can get them on my website at www.allanmorrow.com. Today is just simply going to be showing you some of the elements in the track and showing you how it's laid out and stuff like that. So with this track, I was just looking to make something really techy, much more stripped back than I usually do. So yeah, as you can see here, there's 73 channels in this. That might be a lot to some, it might be very little to some others, but the whole idea of it was to just get like the elements sounding big and stuff like that. So just have a little start through. Let's have a little listen to what we've got through here. So first off, we've got the kick. I bounced this down to audio, but it's just a simple sounding kick, quite beefy. I'd filtered away some of the low end in that section there into the build up. Okay, so what do we have here next? So just some simple rises and stuff like that down here. Tried again just to keep it simple. Really wanted to work on something that just wasn't over complicating things, and it's just the whole point of it was to just be really techy, really banging. So I've got some rises and stuff here. Just some simple percussion loops. So on this, I've took a loop, I've pitched it down a few semitones, added some space designer. So you can hear there, it gives it a lot of nice sounding atmosphere to just a simple sounding loop. So if I just take these off, you'll hear what it sounded like originally. Pitched it down a bit. Got another loop here. Again, some space design on it. Just give it some nice atmosphere to it and stuff like that. And then we come into the mid-bass. So the mid-bass is just one layer. I've separated it into different channels here just because I just find it easier and quicker for me to automate and stuff like that. So just obviously I've cut away low there. And what else have we done? Yeah, so a little bit less processing on that one as well. So just got this little scratch sounding effect here, which is actually a scratch sample, and I've just added a bit of processing to it. If I take off all this, you'll be able to hear. So I've just added some, pitched it down, sample delay, space designer. LFO tool, that tuner isn't actually doing anything. Just give it a nice sort of bit of atmosphere there. We got the rides, open hat, some more loops coming in. Just a bit of automation there to take away the high end of the just a fill here which I made. I can't quite remember when I did this. I can't remember if it was a couple of different fills put in there. Some reversed, some samples, some reverb on it. What else have we got here? Got the sub. That nice deep low end sub. I think this track actually, when I first started making this track, the mid bass actually wasn't in there, so it actually started off like this. But I felt that it needed something to help it drive it along, so I added in this mid, which is just one layer. Going for that sort of simple, sort of rounded sounded mid bass. You see here, classed it as joint ops. Sort of reminded me a bit of the pathological effects of bass. And then what else do we have around here? We've got some other scratch sounds. So I've got the one, and they sort of talk to each other. I think it's this one. This is the one that you've not heard. Okay, so you see here again, just another scratch sample without all these on it. Some stuff like that. What else do we have? Then we have the vocal loops coming in. Filtering in here. So again, if I take off the processing on these, you'll hear. So just changing up the sample so I'm not taking it straight out of a pack. Techno atmosphere loop here, so it's very subtle sounding, but just wanted it to have a bit of an industrial sounding background to it, so could probably have turned that up a little bit more, but just giving it a little bit of atmosphere movement. Filling it out a little bit. Got a reverse pad. And then coming in here we have the intro pluck, which is from, I can't remember which synth this was from now, but I've bounced it down into audio. Got some more loops coming in there. Some nice low end driving sort of techy, sort of techno sort of sounding loops here to help it drive along. What else have we got? Got some atmosphere sounds here. Just sort of spooky sort of sounding sounds there. What else have we got? Just simple rises. I added some pitch rises in there as well. So what else have we got? We've got in this section here as well, we have the filtered kick. I've just got to, again, just put it onto a new channel. Filter the kick down. Just sort of, if you take this out, it just helps the track keep moving along. Left the sub in there, just turned it down a little bit and bounced it to audio. So if we listen to the kick and bass on its own, starts adding some of the elements. So moving on, what have we got next? So on the percussion bus, lots of different bits of processing there. What have we got? Not really anything that's changing the sound apart from the overdrive. The rest of it's sort of just like mixing sort of plugins to help it sit better in the mix. I mean, for me, like, I find that sometimes that these stripped back tracks are a bit more difficult sometimes than actually just throwing a load of stuff in, because you've got to try and obviously make sure that all the elements, you know, are filling out the space, and it doesn't sound too bare. So it can be quite difficult if anyone's obviously tried making a track that's pretty stripped back but also sounds quite full. So just going into the breakdown, we have the breakdown. It's hardly a hands in the air sort of tune, but you know what I mean. We've got the sub pad here, nice thick deep sounding sub. I've just added, for anyone looking at this here on the output, I've just added an adaptive limiter just to turn the volume up a bit from the mix down. Span is just for me to see the frequency analyzer. Gain, just to keep the volume, like turn it down a little bit if needed. And Simplon is, I think, on the master output for, I think it was a transition that I used. Yeah, transition there, just as it's coming towards the main drop. Okay, so let's have a little look. So yeah, coming into the acid section. Okay, cool. So what I've done here is this is just a simple ARP sound that I've took from mine and Bluff Monkey's Silent Bank. That's the Tech Trance Essentials. You can get that now if you want on my website. And basically, it's just the ARP 303 style here. And the time of the ARP is 1/4, 1/4. So you'll hear here it's 1/4. And then when it comes to the next section, I've copied the channel, and then I've sped up, put it onto a new channel, and I've sped it up to 1/8. So again, just a simple held note. And then you'll notice I've done some automation on there of the filter the resonance, filter resonance, and I think there was some others, and the filter cutoff. So it starts to open up a bit more over here. Trigger the MIDI. And then on the last one, I've done it again. Took a bit of the low end off here because obviously it's got to fit with the kick and bass here. And I've sped up the time of it again on the ARP. So it goes from an 1/8 to a 16th. So it really helps with that impact of just that drop when it. The other thing you'll probably notice here is the mid bass again. It's the same one. Only difference in this is I didn't have it in the drop, but I found it just wasn't driving along enough. So So I just set this back in the background a little bit, just to help give it a little bit more movement. So it's still playing. I've just taken away some of the high end, just to help it sit a bit better with this acid. So, what else do we have here in the breakdown? We have this effects probe. Nice little squelchy sort of sound happening there. Just a weird pattern. Just to give it some atmosphere. What else have we got? We've got this squelch sound as well. So we have some reverse pad sounds. Just big long risers through the whole time. And then I've got these little big thick, if I just solo that for you, these big drone hits. Here, these just sort of nice deep sounds. The percussion is just slowly filtering in. And then you got these big long snare rolls helping it drive through. Two different types of snares, just to really give that groove and help it move. Nice little ride. So all together. Also got these little atmosphere sounds in there as well again. Just to help give it that darkness and just make it sound sort of almost spooky. Moving from side to side. What have we got here? We've got these little reverse stab sounds. Kick roll, which I chopped up and just filtered the top end off, just so it sits nicely in the background. And then with this main acid here at the drop, I did some little bit of automation with the cut off and the resonance, so it never actually sounds the same at one point. What else do we have in here? Got the just another fill. So just changing that initial, just keeping the fill a little bit different. And then I think that's about it. As I say, I tried to keep as little elements as possible with this without just adding stuff in for the sake of it. I think we've got the again, these vocal loops are just coming back in. Just making sure everything fits together. Nice groove to it. So yeah, that's about it really. As I say, there's not a great deal of elements in there. But yeah, that was the whole point of the whole track. I just wanted to have something that's nice and stripped back. And it works on the dance floor, and something that's a bit different obviously as well. Something that stands out a bit from other tracks. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little walkthrough. If you are looking, as I say, this isn't a tutorial video, so if you are looking for tutorials, you can grab them on my website. They are much more in depth. Some of you have already bought them. If not, you can go and check out the reviews on there. But yeah, also, if you want this track, it's now on my SoundCloud page. So yeah, go check it out. Thanks for tuning in.